A few days ago, I decided I wanted to teach my kid to tie his shoes. No reason at all. It's snowing outside. He doesn't use shoelaces in any of his stuff, but I thought he's going to need to at some point. So I'm going to teach him. But I had no idea what I was going to do or how I was going to teach him. I just decided that I wanted to. And then the thought left my mind. So I was traveling through the garage one day and I saw a piece of wood from like just a scrap that I had cut off of something. And I thought, that is what I'm going to use to teach him to tie his shoes. And so that piece of wood is this. Just a simple piece of wood. It's a leftover of a bunk bed, actually. So just a piece of IKEA wood, highly flammable. So what I did was I collected all the shoelaces that I had laying around from his other shoes, because we take the laces out for kindergarten and then put in those little rubber, I don't know what they're called, but put in those little rubber things in place of laces so he never has to tie his shoe. So I had laces left over, and all I did was screw them on in the center of each lace. So I watch my son's two friends in the mornings. I take them to school along with my son, and I thought, with these two things right here, I have everything I need to teach these kids how to tie their laces. So what I did was, with the kids sitting at this table coloring, Transformers of course, I held this up and I asked them, who wants to get hit in the head with... Wait, that's not how I said it. What I said first was motivation, donuts. Who wants a donut? So obviously all of them want a donut. It's a non sequitur, right? So then I said, all you got to do is let me hit you in the head with this. And one of the kids, who doesn't talk much, just looked at me like I was from another planet. My kid immediately piped up because he knows I'm kidding. And he said, that's not true. You're not going to do that. And the other brother, who I had no idea was going to do this, he pops out of that chair, runs around the table, and stands in front of me, and he says, I'll do it. And I was like, oh my God, dude, this is a hard piece of wood. I'm kidding. And he's got this look in his face like, oh, he didn't see that coming. I don't know what he was thinking, but all he knows is that there was a donut involved and something about this, and he wanted that donut. So he sits back down. I tell them, you're going to get a piece of the donut, because obviously a whole donut in the morning is not cool. But donuts are awesome motivation. If you've got any kids laying around, try it. So I had no plan. When I started making this thing here, I had no idea. I just saw this piece of wood and I thought, that's what I'm going to use, because I'm going to screw the laces to it. So when I started screwing the laces down, I just screwed it in the middle of the lace. And so I did the white one here and the white one here. And so these laces are the same on each side. And I thought, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll at least be symmetrical as I go. And so when I was done screwing the laces down, this is what I had. And so when I put it on the table, I still didn't know what it was that I was going to do, because I was just freestyling it. It's like, it'll come to me eventually. So I got a boy sitting across from me, the first victim, and then me on this side. So I thought, he's got 4, I got 3. Okay, so the first one, this will be the test to see if he knows what he's doing, and then we can race through the remaining 3. So I'll tie these 3, and then he'll tie those 3 after we figure it out on this side. Turns out that this guy was first to pipe up because he knows how to tie laces. So he tied the lace, and I was, all right, great. So now we're going to race. That's when I decided that we were going to race. So then we raced through. As soon as I did the race, the other two who were not confident, so my son doesn't know how to tie laces, so he was like, I'm not racing, I'm never going to get a donut. So he was a little bit upset. And then the other brother was like, I'm not confident in tying laces, so I'm not going to race, which means I'm not going to win, which means I'm not going to get a donut. So he gave up. I had to reformat my speech to make, because what I was trying to say was, you get a donut if you try, but because this guy knew how to do it, it became a race, and I was like, oh crap, I totally ruined that one. So I got everything back on track. The brother goes and he ties this one with my help, and he was doing the bunny ears loopity-loop style. So you make a loop there, make a loop here, and then the bunny chases. I do 2 bunny ears and then they get twisted up, but that just doesn't make any sense. The kid actually made it smarter for me. This bunny ear, and this is the bunny tree, a tree that the bunny goes around, and that's how you get the tie, which makes way more sense. So we talked it out on that one. I helped him. Talked him through this one with a little bit of helping, and then talked him through this one and talked him through this one, and he was done. Perfect. I didn't even need to use my laces. And when I put this on the table, I thought, maybe I'll have them mirror me. I'll tie it this side, and then they'll mirror me on the other side. it was too complicated for them to look at this and then control their hands, because they're 6 and 7. So I think that's a little out of their reach. I could be wrong, but it just didn't work when I was doing the mirroring. So while the second brother was doing that, my son realized what's going on. All I got to do is try, and I get a piece of the donut. And so what I did was I didn't just leave the donuts like this. I believe that the kids want to see the reality of what we're doing. So I took a donut out and I cut it. I took half of a donut and I cut it into thirds, so sixths. They each got a sixth of a donut. And it was sitting on the table for them to know. And as soon as first kid succeeded, bam, here's your donut. Second kid succeeded, bam, here's your donut. And so immediate gratification on that one upon success. So my kid comes along, he's got no idea what to do except for what he saw the other guys doing. So I walk him through it, and of course, anybody who knows me knows that bunny ears is not suitable. My kid obviously is not going to is not going to be satisfied with that. So what happened was, we did the bunny ear example and it went around the tree. I helped him out with that. That one's done. Then this one, it's not bunny ears anymore. It's poop, of course. So this is a poop, and this is a poop. And when they cross each other and get tangled up, and then they go through the hole, no, the hole is the toilet. The bunnies go through the cave, around the tree and through the cave, but the poops go through the toilet, and when you tighten them, they're going down the drains, of course. Potty talk, you know, ladies don't like it, teachers don't like it, but I used potty talk to get my kid to read and to write because it's funny. I would write like poopy jokes, poopy words in his lunch, and then he'd read them and he would laugh. So it's super effective. This one wasn't, it wasn't poop. Oh my God, I forgot what it was. But it was funny because he's going with humor. And then this one was also different. So we used potty talk once. Surprised me. I thought it was going to last the whole way. And so, in short, to shorten, I help him a lot with this one. I help him a little bit with this one. I point with my fingers and tell him what to do with this one. And then he tells me that he's going to solo this one. And he did. And so my thought as it unfolded with my freestyle was, I'm going to mirror. Mirroring didn't work. So maybe in the future, now that he's got this, I can race with him at some point. But super effective, this tool, if you can build one, because 1, 2, 3, 4. By the fourth one, he was freestyling it himself. And I thought that I was going to have to do this thing daily for a long time before he got competency to tie it on his own. So it might be my kid being 6 and that he's just cognitively ready. It might be that this is a useful tool, but it's worth sharing that this was effective. So I just wanted to make a video to say that here's something that I used that worked. So a brick of wood, screws, rope, shoelaces, and donuts. You need motivation.